Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In the last episode, Qwinn decapitated Branka, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know whether that is terrible or amazing. Now, we do have to go and talk with Caridin, but there is looting to be done first, so...
It will be done.
Branka's shield... Oh, that's... It's kind of like salt in the wound right there. Vanguard. Oh, that's actually pretty good. But I don't really use maces. And a greater health poultice. Lovely. Thank you. Runes are very much appreciated. Any other golems? Lyrium veins... Lots of lyrium veins. There's Caridin. Okay, yeah.
Another life lost because of my invention. I wish no mention of it had made it into history.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Stupid woman. Always knew the Anvil would kill her.
How is it that the woman was not able to disable me as she did you, Caridin?
I do not know. Have you been altered?
I once had a pathetic little mage of a master. He did something to me, experimented on me, and then I killed him, and it rendered me paralyzed.
Perhaps he was bringing forth old memories, and caused you to remember the time when you fought at my side. The paralysis you speak of always resulted when the Master perished. As for your free will, you were always a strong woman, Shell. I am pleased to see you remain such.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Do not thank me. All of this is my doing, my legacy. But at least it ends here. I thank you for standing with me, stranger. The Anvil waits there for you to shatter it.
It was good to meet you, Paragon. I intend to ensure that your warnings about the golems are heard by the Circle of Magi.
Is there any boon I can grant you for your aid? A final favor before I am freed from my burden?
Qwinn, you lost Branka to this. What do you want? I need a Paragon's support to settle an election. I'll thank you for anything your skill can add to my cause. I don't suppose you would make another golem. Absolutely not. How do I put this? We found Paragon Caridin. We found Branka. That, I think, alone would be enough to give us sway with the Assembly. Just the fact that we found them. And Qwinn did lose Branka. Branka was Ogren's wife. And whilst it's very clear that Branka didn't love Qwinn, you know, because she was a lesbian, and she was forced into marrying this, like, hairy drunkard, I can understand why she was unhappy in that respect. I think it is clear that Qwinn did love her. He loved her for her brilliance. And so I think Artin would feel badly for Qwinn. She's not sad that Branka is dead. Branka deserved death, in Artin's opinion. But I think she can be sorry for a man losing his wife. Qwinn, you lost Branka to this. What do you want?
Yeah. I don't suppose you can bring Branka back. Maybe make her a golem like you.
I would not do such a thing to her, even if I could.
Somehow I didn't think so. Well, and I don't want anything that would remind me of this. Best it's just done. There is still the matter of the election. I mean, we still need a Paragon to get the Assembly support, right?
For the aid you've given me, I shall put hammer to steel one last time, and give you a crown for the king of your choice. done. Give it to whom you will. I do not wish to hear their names, nor anything more of them. I have already lived far beyond my time. I have no place here.
I will destroy the anvil as agreed. It is unfortunate the anvil can't be salvaged. I think on one hand, Artin does feel like it's unfortunate. An army of golems would help Orzammar, but as I keep saying, Orzammar emotionally isn't ready for that. And I don't think it will be ready for that for many, many centuries. And the lore of the anvil being here is too great. It needs to be destroyed. Maybe one day in the future, when Orzammar's situation isn't so perilous, maybe then someone could look into, the golems. Maybe someone could look into that, but as Orzammar stands currently, it needs to be destroyed. I will destroy the anvil, as agreed.
But where will it go? You don't mean to...
I do. I live to ensure that the anvil was never used again. Now it never shall be. We all must have an end, Cher. May yours be one of your own choosing. You have my eternal thanks, stranger. A trust and I'll turn sharp. May you always find your way in the dark.
Well, damn. Where is Qwinn at now? Plus 25. Yeah, I really don't think he appreciated decapitating his wife. I do wonder how Shale must be feeling. To meet Caridin, to get told all this information, and then he ends himself. Oh, I don't know if... Well, now that we know that Shale was a woman, I don't know if heartbroken, confused, elated. There must be so many things going around Shale's mind. Ooh. Medium silver bar, a bar of pure silver. Zevran will like that. Shock coating, lovely. Lovely stuff. And I noticed this, the Golem Registry. You see a large stone tablet, chipped with age, with a great number of dwarven runes carved into its surface. Examine the tablet more closely, leave the tablet alone. Let's examine it. The writing is in dwarven, and appears to be a long list of names, each with the stamp of their house next to them. You recognize a few of the house names. At the bottom of the list are the words, "We honor those who have made this sacrifice. Let their names be remembered." The carvings are still deep enough that a tracing could be taken, allowing the information to be carried elsewhere. Qwinn, what is this? Can you tell? Shale, do you recognize this at all? Take a tracing of the tablet, leave the tablet alone. I don't like how one is worded, because Artin reads Dwarven. She's a dwarf. She can tell what this is. With that, I don't think I'm going to go for one. Shale, do you recognize this at all?
No. Perhaps it thinks I should. It may have something to do with Caridin's words. If there is some way to make a copy of these runes, I am willing to study them. Perhaps there is something to be gleaned from them. I know not.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that Artin, Qwinn, what is this? For some reason I can't read my own language. I think, because I do know what Qwinn says, I think Artin, she's a noble. She knows who would be interested in this information. So, we'll take a tracing of the tablet. The ancient runes are traced into a stack of papers, which you store in your pack. Now then, there are still a couple of things we need to do in the Deep Roads, I'm pretty sure. No. That's returned to Filda. That's returned to Orta. We need to do the Topsider's Honor. Yeah, that's the only thing we have left. Qwinn, are you still... Qwynn's hand is glitched. Oh dear. Now, before I go... because I want to... for cinematic purposes, I think Artin would stride into the Dwarven Assembly carrying the shield of Idukan proudly on her back. I think it makes sense for her.
Well, that pretty much beat the sod out of how I imagined it. You ready to head back yet and share the news?
To the Assembly. They need to know as soon as possible. Let's go while a new king can still be of use to me. I want to look around a little more. Oh, I don't know if this is taking us straight back to the... I mean, if it is taking us straight back to the Assembly, we can always return to the Ortantaig. To the Assembly. They need to know as soon as possible.
Yeah, those Dalish-ious have been trying to destroy the city for years. Haven't managed yet.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We can still just head back to the Ortantaig. I was a little worried it was just going to take us straight to the Assembly. There are so many things rushing through Artin's head. The fact that Caridin was still alive, that's insane. The fact that Caridin committed suicide, also insane. Ooh, okay. Qwinn. I'm not saying I should be your first pick for a dance partner at the inaugural ball, but in the Deep Roads, I'm your man. I know I've read this, but when it's the character codex entries, I like to read all of it. I'm sorry. Qwinn of House Kondrat was once a promising member of the warrior caste. His house was not especially high-ranked, but many of its members, Qwinn included, had won notable victories in the provings and were considered to be rising in prestige. When a Smith caste family with plenty of money but no political connections offered their daughter in marriage, his family accepted the match. And then everything changed. His wife, Branka, was named a paragon for her achievements. All of House Kondrat joined her newly made noble House Branka, and vanished with her into the Deep Roads. As time passed and it became more and more clear that Qwinn had been abandoned, he became the butt of jokes throughout Orzammar. He took to drink, which didn't especially help. Drunk and humiliated, he challenged another warrior to a proving over an insult and killed him. The match was meant to be fought to first blood. As a punishment, he was stripped of his house and barred from bearing arms, the only fate worse for a warrior than exile. The Grey Warden Artin mounted a search for Branka and found her, and the Anvil of the Void, for which she led her house to their deaths. Qwinn enjoys challenging his palate with alcohols of ever-increasing rarity, potency, and outright lethality. This has afforded him no benefit whatsoever. Okay, now we're going to make a quick run to the Topsider's grave.
Qwinn. Care to partake of Ogren's fine homebrew? It's the drink of the gods.
Ale, is it? And I hope it's brewed hygienically?
Of course. I may not know clean from a beggar's ass when it comes to most things, but I don't mess around with my ale.
Very well, let's have a taste.
Well, what do you think?
Very nice.
You like it? Well, I never...
Attractive amber color, nutty flavor, slightly sweet, just a hint of toastiness. There's some spice to it I'm finding hard to place.
Yes?
Is it cloves?
Cloves! By the stone, you're a lady after my own heart. If I weren't buckled in this armor, I'd take you around the corner and, well, you know.
Give me more ale?
I do like the end of that conversation, just went, more ale? There is more ale on offer here, please? I'm pretty sure that when we entered Tapster's Tavern for the first time, Qwinn commented that she would be interested in trying Dwarven Ale. Where is the grave? I think it's around this way. Yes, I remember now. It's just over that way. I'm pretty sure, at least. Yes, here it is.
Very well.
Okay, so we read The Fool Has Been Following Us for Days. Yes, okay, so we read this one where they gave the Willem Trialmont, they gave him like a proper burial, which is something that isn't really done in the world of Thedas. The Topsiders burn their dead. They practice cremation just so that they can't come back as undead. It's really only the dwarves who bury people. So what do we have to say? There must always be another to take up arms against the darkness. That is the core of true family beyond kin, and the unifying link that will bring day to night and allow the fallen to rest. Restored inscription, Trialmont family blade. And did we get the sword? I can never remember. Topsider's honor. There we go. +6 damage versus undead. Very nice. And we still can't carry Starfang, but turns out we didn't need it. We did all right with our usual weapons. Okay, and with that done, I'm pretty sure there is nothing else for us in the Deep Roads. So we gotta head on back to the assembly. And I've been saying this for a while as to why Artin is doing what she's doing. And I've kept saying I'll explain when the time is right. Well, the right time is rapidly approaching. You will get to know what's been whizzing around in Artin's head. Come on, just down this way. There we go. Yeah, back to Orzammar. I'm so glad I went to Denerim before doing this.
Lords of the Assembly, I call for order. This argument gets us nowhere.
Then why these delaying tactics? I call for a vote right now. My father has one living child to assume the Idukan throne. Who would deny him that?
Your father made me swear on his deathbed you would not succeed him.
I apologize for the interruption, Lord Steward, but the Grey Warden has returned.
Well, Warden, what news do you bring?
I bear a crown from Paragon Caridin for his chosen king. I bring a crown forged by Caridin on the Anvil of the... We just want to downplay the Anvil. We're not going to be bringing that up. I bear a crown from Paragon Caridin for his chosen king.
Caridin was trapped in the body of a golem. This warden granted him the mercy he sought, releasing him and destroying the Anvil of the Void.
Oghren!
Before he died, Caridin forged a crown for Orzammar's next king, chosen by the ancestors themselves.
I would like to believe Ogren's word, but it's well known the Grey Warden is Balin's hireling.
Silence! This crown is of Paragon make, and bears House Ortan's ancient seal. Tell us, Warden, whom did Caridin choose?
He wished me to give it to whomever I choose. Caridin chose Balin. Caridin chose Harrowmont. So I'm gonna be pausing now because, like I said, now is the time. It is the right time, and there is so much I want to say. I love the idea they're all bickering And that, like, well, what, Oghren, what did I just say? We're keeping the Anvil of the Void a secret, dude. Like, we don't want to be telling people that. Oh, God. But yeah, so everyone's bickering, and in strides Artin, with the shield of Idukun on her back, her head held high, as Balin over there is saying, my father has one living child. In strides Artin, every inch an Idukun princess. So much confidence, that grace she has about her as she strides into the center of the room, all eyes turning to look at her and the shield on her back. It brings me so much joy. Secondly, that I'm going to try and keep this as ordered and as focused as I can, but my mind is kind of flitting all over the place. I think something that Artin is thinking right now is, oh, how I wish I could tell you thank you, little brother. How much I wish I could thank you in this moment. Because by taking me out of the running for, the next king / queen of Orzammar, by taking me out of that, you have given me more power than I could ever have dreamed of getting. So thank you, little brother. Thank you ever so much. Now, any of her party members, all while she was fighting through the deep roads, if they had looked over and seen Artin's face, they would have seen a look of pure bliss, a very happy expression on her face, because Artin's heart all throughout the Deep Road section has been warmed by one very, very specific daydream that she's been having. A very specific daydream. And that is, Artin strides into the assembly, the crown in her hands, and she looks up at Balin, and she gives him the sweetest smiles, and Balin has that shit-eating, cocky grin that he always has, that he's always done ever since he was a little boy when he thinks he's won. And Balin stands up there thinking to himself, I did it. I've won. I've achieved everything I wanted. I got rid of Trian. I framed my beloved big sister for his murder, and I've gotten her back. Not only am I getting the throne of Orzammar, I am getting my beloved big sister back, and she'll be where she was always supposed to be, the power behind the throne. She can be my chief diplomat. Hell, she can be my chief assassin, because she'll do that for me. My beloved big sister loves me, clearly. Not only has she risked going into the deep roads for me, she also did all of that stuff prior. I imagine by this time, Balin must have found out that Artin won the provings, and she declared that her win was in Balin's name. Artin didn't have to do that. Artin could have declared her win in the name of the Grey Wardens, but no, she chose to use her victory to honour him. And so he really must be thinking, she's back. She's back with me. I've got my cake and I'm gonna eat it too. My beloved big sister back at my side. And Artin gives him a sweet smile as she pivots on her heel and says Caridin chose Harrowmont in what can only be described as the ultimate backstab. The most ultimate tricking him, getting his confidence back, not confidence, getting his trust back. He trusts her completely. She went above and beyond to make him believe that she was on his side. And then in front of all of the Deshers and Lords to make him look like a complete dumbass. As he stands there like, what? Reeling from the betrayal of it, thinking, I didn't think she would do that to me. How could she do that to me? As Artin just smiles up at him like, oh, touche, little brother. You're not the only one who can backstab. You're not the only one who can play politics. And it is a wonderful dream. A beautiful dream. But then Artin has another thought. And she thinks of her father. And how much pride he had in House Iduken. Because she knows Balin. She knows her little brother. He would never just lie down and be gracious. He would fight. He would cause all of House Iduken to fight. She knows this. And as much as she feels anger and hatred for her little brother, she isn't going to be the one who destroys her house. She was raised to be devoted to House Iduken, and she will not be the one responsible for its downfall. Absolutely not. I also think a second memory pops up into her brain. In the weeks after her mother's death, she would have been, I think, around 8, maybe 9 years old. I can actually look this up. Hold on, I am going to look this up because this is important to me. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm role-playing. I'm sorry. Okay, so Artin was 9 when her mother died. Trine was 11. Balin was 7. There's only a 2-year age gap. Believe it or not, the canon age for Balin is that he's 21. I'm not making that up. We have an actual date for Balin's birth. He's only 21 years old. And we know that Trine is 25, and obviously you're the middle child, so that's the dwarf noble has the most concrete age of all the origins. But I'm getting beside myself. So yes, in the weeks after their mother died, Artin remembers she's in her bed, she's trying to go to sleep, and Balin running into her room, crying his eyes out. There's a concubine kind of following behind him, and Balin is sobbing his little eyes out. And he's saying, big sister, that the concubine, she's reading me a story, but she's not reading it right. She's not reading it like mother would. She's not doing the right voices, but you would know, big sister, please. You would do the voices right. Please, big sister, read me a story, please. And Artin takes his hand, she gets out of bed, and she dismisses the concubine, says, it's all right, I'll deal with him. And she takes him into his room and she tucks him in, and she reads him a bedtime story, and she does the voices just like their mother would. And Balin looks up at her with such love and adoration. And those eyes melt Artin's heart. And she knows that she can't say no to that. As much as Artin would hate to admit this, for her little brother, she's a bit of a doormat. He could do it. He could stab her. And she would think of that little boy crying his eyes out at the foot of her bed saying, please, big sister, please read the story to me. Please read it right. Please. So I think as the bile rises in the back of her throat, because she doesn't want to reward Balin, I think some part of her really wants to give the throne to Harriman and just stick her 2 fingers up at him. She can't. Both because of her devotion to her house, and also because at the end of the day, she does love her little brother. Caridin chose Balin.
At last, this farce has ended, and I can take my rightful place on my father's throne.
let the memories find you worthy. First amidst the lords of the houses, the King of Orzammar.
Do you acknowledge me as king?
I cannot defy a Paragon. The throne is yours, King Balin.
Then as my first act as king, I call for this man's execution. Guards, seize him!
I did what you wanted, now where are my troops? Harrowmont was an honourable rival, let him retire in peace. All who defy King Balin face the same fate. I did not give you that crown so you could be a tyrant. I think Artin understands. Harrowmont... People will use Harrowmont as a figurehead for rebellions. He has to go. And I think Artin does understand that. All who defy King Balin face the same fate.
I will return to my palace to gather my generals and prepare our forces for the surface. I will see you there, Warden. You have my gratitude for all you have done for me.
Oh, Balin. I think Artin feels rather sick.
You have truly surprised me, sister. You have earned the right to rejoin House Iduken. Without your aid, I would not have taken this throne so smoothly or so soon.
You will be a stronger king than Harrowmont. The throne belongs with House Iduken. Congratulations, bravo. Now where are my troops? The throne belongs with House Iduken.
As all in Orzammar now see. My generals are already preparing for a mission to the surface. When you have need of us, you shall have every able-bodied dwarf in Orzammar. Since you did more than I expected, I offer a personal reward as well. This is an ancient mace of House Iduken. It's said to be enchanted against Darkspawn. I think you need it more than I do. Now, I have much to do. If there is nothing else...
I will return to the surface. Thank you for your aid. I'll take that as a thank you. I want my face on one of those big statues. Maybe someone else would say that, but not Artin. I will return to the surface. Thank you for your aid.
Good luck, Warden. May we both crush our enemies.
And now we get the level up. Oh my god. No one cleared up the dragon. Guys. Oh my god. Okay, so in the next episode, we still have stuff to do in and around Orzammar. I'm also going to see if I can actually speak to Balin. I think Artin wants to speak to her little brother. But let's go over here. So we're not cutting in the line. Okay. That will have to wait until the next episode. Until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.